The soul is neither born, and nor does it die. It is not slain when the body is slain. Chapter 2, verse 20. You have the right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Chapter 2, verse 47. A person can rise through the efforts of his own mind. He can also degrade himself because of his own mind. For mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. Chapter 6, verse 5. One who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men. Chapter 4, verse 18. The self-controlled soul who moves amongst sense objects, free from either attachment or repulsion, he wins eternal peace. Chapter 2, verse 64. A person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. Chapter 6, verse 8. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. Chapter 5, verse 10. He who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and engaged in devotional service, such a person is very dear to me. Chapter 12, verse 18, 19. When meditation is mastered, the mind is unwavering like the flame of a lamp in a windless place. Chapter 6, verse 19. There is neither this world nor the world beyond, nor happiness for the one who doubts. Chapter 4, verse 40. For those who constantly and fully worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Chapter 10, verse 10. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Chapter 10, verse 8. Those who are constantly devoted and who engage in loving service unto me, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me. Chapter 10, verse 11. He who sees me in everything and sees everything in me, I never leave him and he never leaves me. Chapter 6, verse 30. To those who are constantly devoted and who serve me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Chapter 10, verse 30. I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and the ability in a man. Chapter 7, verse 8. I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat in fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of all ascetics. Chapter 7, verse 9. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Chapter 2, verse 22. The wise lament neither for the living nor the dead. Chapter 2, verse 11. You have the right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Chapter 2, verse 47. One who has control over the mind is tranquil in heat and cold, pleasure and pain, and honor and dishonor, and is ever steadfast with the Supreme Self. Chapter 6, verse 7. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong, O Krishna, and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. Chapter 6, verse 34. Whatever happened for the good. Whatever is happening for the good. Whatever will happen will also happen for the good only. Chapter 2, verse 14. For the soul there is never birth nor death, nor having once been does he ever cease to be. He is unborn, eternal, ever-existing, undying, and primeval. Chapter 2, verse 20. A person can rise through the efforts of his own mind. He can also degrade himself because of his own mind. For mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. Chapter 6, verse 5. The wise see that there is action in the midst of inaction and inaction in the midst of action. Their consciousness is unified, and every act is done with complete awareness. Chapter 4, verse 18. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor can he be burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. Chapter 2.